It's morning in Los Angeles and it is morning in America. I am your host, KC Phoenix. And yes, also, not only is it morning in Los Angeles, it's kind of smoky in Los Angeles too. For those who may not know, there have been wildfires in California. The larger ones have been up in Northern California versus Southern California, but we have had fires in Southern California. And the smoke, to my understanding, at least according to satellite images, is being carried all the way to Michigan. So go figure. But as for today, my morning political thought that I plan on doing. First thing, before I go into my morning political thought, I just want to let you guys know on the Purple Elephant Show this past weekend, which for those who may not know are listening for the first time, the Purple Elephant Show is mostly a weekend show. My morning political thought is a supplement to the Purple Elephant Show. So if you listen to any of the episodes of the Purple Elephant Show this past weekend, then you will know I briefly mentioned TikTok and Microsoft. So I had said that at the time, and it's kind of funny. When I recorded the episode, I said, I think Microsoft pulled out or something happened with Microsoft. So I'm like, who's going to buy TikTok? Well, as soon as I hit in, just about, like I hit in, I uploaded, probably an hour or so later, I get a notification on my phone from, because I have Epic Times, that they do notifications, and then also the Washington Times. I receive notifications from them too. But it was from the Epic Times, and it says Microsoft rejected. And I uploaded that on the Instagram. So if you don't follow on Instagram, The Purple Elephant Show is the Instagram. And also I uploaded it to to Twitter or Twitter at RealTPES. I uploaded the image there, the screenshot of it. So that's what happened. Microsoft was rejected because there were offers that were submitted. Microsoft was rejected. Oracle was accepted. To my understanding, Walmart was bidding with Oracle, which is kind of weird. I don't know why Walmart would bid for ByteDance, which is I guess, the infrastructure company of TikTok. I don't get it, especially when they had a company that they could have done so much with, which is known as Voodoo, which that's one reason why I started using Voodoo originally, is because it was owned by Walmart. Some people may not know. Voodoo is VUDU. Some people may not know that. Voodoo was owned by Walmart for years until recently, and Walmart sold it to Fandango. Go figure. But long story short, Microsoft's bid was rejected. Oracle's bid has been accepted thus far. Nobody knows the full details of how it's still going to unfold because the bid by Oracle was accepted, but it hasn't, nothing is concrete in the area. And I'm curious how the administration will view the current situation, because the 15th of September was the given date. So the bid has been accepted, but what are the details of the bid? What if the details of the bid are not acceptable to the Trump administration? Then President Trump might say, hey, you know what? These details aren't acceptable. I'll give you another 2 weeks, or you know what? We're just going to go ahead and ban TikTok until you guys can figure it out. Who knows? But that's a little update on the TikTok thing that I mentioned this weekend. As for my morning political thought, I believe I figured out part of the mystery of the puppeteer. For those who may not know, President Trump, according to polls, and I'm not big on polls because they're never right. Check out my episode, Dear Media, You're the Reason Why Polls Will Never Be Right When It Comes to Trump. I'm not big on polls, but the polls are saying that President Trump is up right now in Florida. Okay, if the regular polls are saying he's up, then he must really be up in Florida. Early voting starts in Florida on September, I'm doing this from memory, on September 24th. I know it's before the debate. The debate is on September 29th. So I'm pretty sure early voting starts in Florida September 24th. Because President Trump is up right now, I'm pretty sure he's really up. One thing about President Trump in Florida and his supporters in Florida, the people who love him really love him. And I knew that when he first ran during the primary, because not only did he beat a sitting Republican senator that was running in the primary, he also beat a former Republican governor who was pretty popular in Florida, which was Jeb, or Low Energy Jeb. And he beat them by a lot of points. I don't remember the exact points off the top of my head, but I know it was by a lot. President Trump won in the Republican primary. President Trump won Florida by a lot. And that's because he has a very good presence in Florida. So I know the Biden campaign is scared. Not only is the Biden campaign scared, the Puppeteer, which now I'm confident to say I'm 85% sure it is a cabal, is what it is. It is a group of people. And that's what I was thinking before. I was thinking that it could possibly have been one person calling all the shots, but now I'm definitely for it's a group of people. And one of those people is more than likely Mike Bloomberg. Now, before Joe Biden even received the nomination, let me do full transparency, full caveat here. Before Joe Biden even received the nomination, when Mike Bloomberg was running, and he spent like almost $500 million, and not that it's a big deal to him because he's worth about $60 billion, so it's all money. But when he was running, he said that whether he won or whoever wins, he was willing to put his money up to support whoever the candidate was. He said that then. So that's full disclosure, full caveat. However, with the current situation in Florida, he has agreed to spend a minimum of $100 million in Florida to help Joe Biden before the early voting starts at the end of September. One thing about business people, they don't always make the right decisions. The thing, when it comes to business people, the thing that always separates them from everyone else is usually perseverance. They'll fail, they'll get up, try again, fail, get up, try again. It's more of a statistics thing with math and averages. Like the more you try, eventually you will roll the lucky numbers that you need to roll. And that's the thing with business people. They try until they hit the right number. So I'm not saying that business people always make the right decisions. However, when it comes to decisions that business people make, they try their best to be as pragmatic as possible when they make those decisions. I don't see Mike Bloomberg saying, I will spend $100 million. And even though $100 million isn't a lot of money to him, I don't see him spending that amount in Florida unless it is something that is a benefit for him. And unless it wouldn't be a waste of his money. Where if he map things out across the United States to see, okay, where is Joe Biden up? Where's Joe Biden down? things of that nature based off of the analytics, I'll spend 100 million here. Because if it was something totally different based off of the information that he receives, he may say, oh, I'll spend 25 million in Florida instead of 100 million, because his odds of winning Florida may not be as good, or his odds of winning Florida are pretty good, so I'll only spend 25 million here. He's injecting $100 million. The other thing behind that is, even though he said he was willing to put his money behind whatever candidate won back when he was running for the Democrat nomination, something is telling me he is one of the people who's part of the cabal, which is the puppeteer of Joe Biden. I still feel there is a tech person. Some people think Bloomberg is tech. Bloomberg isn't really tech. He came up with some software back a long time ago that deals with finance and other stuff. And even President Trump threw a little dig at him recently, saying that his software, his invention is somewhat outdated. And it pretty much has a monopoly on the industry, which is why he's worth what he's worth. I feel like there's another tech person, like somebody affiliated with a Facebook or a Google or Twitter or someone that has money, maybe not as much money as Mike Bloomberg, but has a lot of money, but can control the flow of information. And that's the thing. Bloomberg may have all of his news outlets and stuff, but he can't really control the flow of information. The flow of information is controlled mostly by search engines. A lot of people use search engines to find their information. Search engines are the filter for information to determine what you see and what you don't see. If you go straight to the source, like I'll just say, if you go straight to the Washington Post, then you're there. If you go straight to Bloomberg News, you're there. But if you go to Google and you put in the search, Google can determine whether you see the Washington Post, whether you see Bloomberg News, whether you see Fox News, whether you see One America News, whether you see Washington Times, whether you see the New York Post. It all has to go through that filter of the search engine. So I really feel that it is someone, and that's controlling the flow of information. Not just anybody can start. Hell, this is a news outlet. I mean, it's an opinion channel, but this is information. However, if someone does a search for the Purple Elephant Show on Google or on DuckDuckGo or on Bing or what have you, they are controlling the flow of information, determining if you see the Purple Elephant Show even exists, or if you see a certain article even exists. So search engines, the people who deal with the search engines, those are the gatekeepers. Those are the ones who control the flow of information. And those are the ones that someone from that particular echelon, that is who I believe one of those people are on board with this cabal that is the puppeteer of Joe Biden. However, with Bloomberg, I believe he is one of the ones. President Obama is attempting to insert himself in certain things, but I don't believe he's part of the cabal. I really don't. I believe that he might be just a cheerleader from time to time, but he doesn't really have any say, as I mentioned before in one of my previous episodes. So yeah, I believe Mike Bloomberg is on the cabal, especially with $100 million in Florida right before Florida votes at the end of the month, which, like I said, I believe early voting starts, and you can look it up, but I'm 85% sure. Early voting starts in Florida on September the 24th. So Mike Bloomberg, I'm going with that one. He's one of the people on the cabal that will pull the strings. if Joe Biden wins, he will be one of the people pulling the strings with whoever the other members are, which one of the other members is someone who is affiliated with the flow of information, controlling how information flows, which it wouldn't surprise me if it was someone at Google. It really wouldn't. But, all of this you can call a conspiracy, you can call it tinfoil hat, you can call me whatever. I've been called worse. It doesn't matter to me. I'm just doing this based off of what is in front of me and what makes the most logical sense. And when Mike Bloomberg puts up 100 million, not 25 million, and like I said, 100 million is not a lot of money for Mike Bloomberg, but still, from a business point of view, he could have put up 25 million. He didn't do that. He's willing to put up 100 million. And that's the minimum. He said 9 figures. The starting 9 figures is 100 million. He could put up 200 million if he wants to. That's still 9 figures. But the minimum is 100 million that he is about to put up for Joe Biden in Florida. So I feel like personally, I've solved part of the mission. And that's all I have for my morning political thought. Thank you to all of those who have been listening to the show. I sincerely appreciate it. Thank you for the kind messages on Twitter. Had a lovely message yesterday on Twitter. Thank you so much for that. And those who have been liking, sharing, commenting, subscribing. The Purple Elephant Show is the main podcasting platform. The Purple Elephant Show on Instagram. The Purple Elephant Show on Twitter. On Parler, so we can parlay, at RealTPES on Twitter. And if you're watching this on YouTube, feel free to click the subscribe button followed by the notification bell. You will then know that I have uploaded a new video. If you're watching this on Daily Motion, you will also know that I have uploaded a new video. I think that's all I have. Until next time, be blessed.